video, I'll be going through the Tibetan Yoga series called 5 Tibetan Rites. There are 5 main exercises, of which it's recommended to do 3 to 21 repetitions per day. Each of those 5 exercises has its own optional warm-up. I'm going to be doing those warm-ups in this video, as well as 21 repetitions of the main exercises. So we're going to start with the first warm-up, called helicopter. Stand feet about the width of the shoulders, arms reach off to the side, shoulder level, palms down. Spin around, look over your shoulder, lift the opposite heel each time. The hand to the front slaps against the shoulder, the hand to the back slaps against the low back or buttocks area. Inhale one way, exhale the other. Continue for about 30 seconds. Now, if you don't want to do any of the main exercises, you can just repeat the warm-up. So you could repeat that or go on to the first main exercises, which is spinning to the right or a clockwise direction. Do anywhere from 3 to 21 times. And so we're going to start with arms off to the side. Every time you turn, you may want to spot a point in the front to help keep your balance. When you're finished, stand with the hands on the hips and look at one point in front of you for a few breaths. It's normal to be a little dizzy after that. Take time to regain your equilibrium. Now we're going to move on to the second warm-up, which is similar to the yoga pose called boat. We're going to lie on the back, leaning against the elbows with the legs together. If you need to modify this, keep the knees bent. Otherwise, we'll have the legs straight. Pull the abdominal muscles in, lift the heels, look at your big toes. Hold the position for 10 to 15 seconds. Keep breathing, keep looking at the toes. Relax the heels down, rest a few breaths. We'll do that 2 more times. Lift the feet, look at your big toes, hold 10 to 15 seconds. Pulling the abdominals in. Lower, relax. One more time. Lower, relax. Sit up and rest. The second main exercise is leg lifts, where optimally we'll lift both the legs and the head. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Take a rest breath after each movement. I'll show the main way of doing it, also a modification if you need to make it easier. So the main way, lie on the back, exhale first. Inhale, lift legs and head. Exhale, lower, then take a rest breath. If you need to modify, you can start with knees bent. Inhale, lift head, straighten legs. Exhale, lower head and feet. Take a rest breath and continue. You can also modify by keeping the head down if you need to. We'll go ahead and start for the 21. Exhale first. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Take a rest breath after each one. Keep the knees pretty straight and the tailbone grounded. We want to keep the low back close to the ground. If you dorsiflex the feet, you get a little more stretch in the calves. When you're finished, take a couple of breaths to rest. Bend the knees, flatten the feet, roll to the side. Press hands down as you sit up. Now we're going to come to standing, and we're going to do the third warm-up. This is doing 3 sets of a body weight squat, holding 10 to 15 seconds. Take the arms to the front, sink the hips back and down, holding the position. Thighs more or less parallel to the ground. The knees pull outwards a little bit. The hips are reaching back. After 10 to 15 seconds, press up, rest a moment. We'll do 2 more sets. Reach it back and down. Make sure you can wiggle the toes a bit. Chest lifts, head tall, shoulders relax. Press up and rest. One more time. Keep breathing. If the low back's arching, have a slight tug forward of the tailbone. And press up, rest, relax, take a breath. Our third exercise is similar to camel pose. You may like to use a blanket to pad the knees. Okay, start kneeling, hands gripping the back of the hamstrings, looking straight ahead. Inhale, look forward, exhale, tuck the chin. Inhale, look up, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift tall, look forward. Inhale, look forward, exhale, look down. Inhale, look up, lift the chest, roll shoulders back and down, lift upright. Continue for 3 to 21 repetitions. Keep the hips over the knees, or even press the hips forward slightly. Feel the stretch in the chest, shoulders, and upper back. Limit the stretch in the low back and neck to what's comfortable for you. Now we're moving on to our fourth warm-up, which is an easy bridging. Come to lying on the back. Feet about width of hip joints, knees right over the feet. We'll do this with the posterior pelvic tilt. First, roll back to flatten the low back to the mat. Inhale, lift to the bridge. Make a straight line, shoulders through hips to knees. Exhale, slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Shift the weight to the tailbone at the bottom. We'll do 10 times total. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale down. Lift and lower sequentially, one vertebra at a time. Keep the knees right over the feet. When you're finished, roll to the side and sit up. Now we sit lengthwise for the fourth main exercise. If you need to modify this, we can modify with holding a yoga block. Notice I'm going to keep my heels in place. Inhale, I look forward. Exhale, I look down. Inhale, I look up, rolling across the heels to flatten the feet, lifting hips, looking at the sky. Sitting down, keeping the heels where they are, placing the hips between the blocks. Now, if you're not needing to modify, we can do it palms down, fingers pointed forwards, or another modification would be making fists knuckles down, palms face back. If it's too difficult, even with the modifications, then just repeat the easy bridging again. Otherwise, we'll do 3 to 21 of the modified reverse plank. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up, roll across the heels, flatten the feet, lift the hips, look at the sky. Sit down, hips right between hands, look forward. Take a rest breath, inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up, roll across the heels, flatten the feet, look at the sky. Sit down, look straight ahead. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Notice the heels stay in place. When you're finished, you may like to circle the wrists a few times around and shake the hands out. Now for our last sequence, we're going to be starting with downward facing dog, where you may like to again pad the knees. We'll do the warm-up 3 sets of downward facing dog, 10 to 15 seconds each. Start on the hand and knee position. Look at where the tips of the middle fingers are. Take the base of the palms one hand length forward, so the base of the palm is where the tips of the middle fingers were. Turn the toes to grip. Lift the knees, pull the head through. And we can do a little shifting of the hips side to side. Pressing one heel down, then the other. Gradually getting straighter with the back. Relaxing the head down, gradually getting a little lower with the heels, a little straighter with the knees, a little lower and rest, and we'll do 2 more sets. Really reach the hips up and back. Slightly turn the insides of the elbows to face forward. Relax the head down. Lengthen through the spine, even if the knees are not fully straight. Lower and rest. One more time. And then we can relax, lower the elbows, circle the wrists a few times. Our main exercise will be alternating the downward facing dog with a variation of upward facing dog. Again, we'll do this 3 to 21 times. If that's too difficult, then just return to holding the downward dog again. As we do this, keep the knees and elbows relatively straight. Keep the knees and hips elevated so only the hands and toes touch the ground. Tighten the muscles of the body at each of the two end positions. We'll be exhaling to the upward dog and inhaling to the downward dog. Starting with the hands again slightly further forward than the shoulders. With the toes gripping, lift to start in the plank. Exhale, upward dog. Chest lifts, head lifts, hips sink down a little bit. Inhale to the downward dog. Exhale, upward dog. Inhale, downward dog. Continue moving in your comfortable range of motion. Feel like you reach the heels back as you reach the chest forward in the upward dog. Lifting the head up and relaxing shoulders down in the upward dog. Press firmly through all the fingertips and the whole circumference of the palms. When you're finished, lower the knees. You can again circle the wrists a few times. And then we can rest a few minutes lying on the back. If you need to keep the knees bent, you may want to turn the toes and knees inwards so knees rest against each other. Or we can straighten the legs, let the knees and toes relax off to the sides. Relax, taking deep full breaths, observing how you feel after the Tibetan Yoga movements. Feel the rib cage and abdomen expand with each inhale, contracting with each exhale. Continue resting as long as you wish. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you.